Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Paid Search Podcast. My name is Jason Rothman. As always, I'm joined by the great and the strong Chris Schaefer. Chris, how's it going today?
I'm doing great, Jason. We are back at it again. Jason, people just swarm to the site and just submit more questions. That's that,
Yeah.
and we should probably tell people who missed out, if you want to submit a question to the Jason Rothman and me, you can go to paidsearchpodcast.com. Free advice from two of the greatest Google Ads managers in the world.
Chris, what do you have to say for yourself? It's a brand new week. We're recording this right after we recorded the last one. We had to double up.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we're breaking the fourth wall here, but
Yeah.
I mean, what's new with you? I haven't even there was a split second where we reloaded everything and I didn't see you. So what happened to you in that 1 minute?
I got more hungry. You're making me run quite a bit later today. I'm more hungry than I was when you saw me 3 minutes ago.
Okay. What are you going to eat for lunch?
Don't know. Maybe tuna, maybe.
Nice. A few goldfish, good. Just a few. Can you control
yourself? We can't keep goldfish in the house anymore, Jason. It's not a safe thing to have, just irresponsible. Just really irresponsible.
The big old milk carton style.
Oh
too.
My! Yeah. You
just watch it pour out. Yeah, I sent you a slow-mo video one day of me doing that. Yeah.
You did. Did you know my mouth fits over that opening just perfect? Just pour it right in. It's good.
Well, open up your ears because we're about to pour in a bunch of Google Ads wisdom and knowledge. And honestly, on the Q&As, how about some opinions? Just honestly, how about some opinions?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give our opinions. We did last week. We'll do it again because sometimes the truth is the truth. Chris, the truth is that you're about to tell us about Optio, and then we will get into the first question from Liam.
Okay.
From Michigan.
Yeah, Liam, stay tuned. I think we've done a question from Liam before. Surely there's not more than one Liam. Monitor and diagnose performance issues. No, we're not talking about your health. We're talking about your Google Ads campaign. Did you know that there is a software out there that is designed specifically to help monitor and diagnose performance issues? This is a phenomenal software brought to you by optio.com/PSP. This is a free offer to try this amazing software for 8 weeks. You can try it for 2 months for free. You can see and share detailed performance graphs. It even has communication. If you use Slack, you can use this communication tool to send information to your managers, to your clients. It's wonderful. And it comes with all the tools you need. We actually just met with them recently to discuss the growing tool set that this amazing software is creating. And the great thing is, because you listen to this podcast, you can click on that link and try it for free. So if you appreciate what we do here for the price of nothing, try it out. It helps our sponsors know that our listeners are interested in their software.
Chris, when's the campaign? When's the election?
Election.
Last week you sounded like an overcooked hot dog. This week you sound like a politician. Last leg of the campaign, you've just been talking meetings every day, town halls, debates. Yeah. The voice, I kind of like it.
I know.
I like it. You get.
It's frustrating. Yeah.
It's really you know what they say about when you're losing your voice? What you should do? Stop talking. Not do a podcast. Not do 2 podcasts.
I don't have a choice, Jason. I got money to make. I got responsibilities. There's no stopping. Right. No stopping.
Well, please keep it going. And why don't you read the first question?
Oh, thank you so much for that. Liam from Michigan. Hello. First off, I would like to say that I, along with the team I work with, love your podcast and have learned a lot from listening. Well, thank you, Liam. Hopefully you've tried Optio. My question is this: do you guys like using the contact form submission in the assets and the extensions, whatever you want to call it? And if you do, is there a way to get any type of notification/information without downloading the asset data that is forced through that extension?
Jason? Chris, when you go out to eat, like a new restaurant, do you eat anything there, or do you just hang out like the first few times?
Yeah, I definitely eat there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I usually go to a restaurant like 3 times before I actually eat anything, and on the 4th time I order if I feel comfortable. Is
Okay.
that weird?
Yeah, I feel like you're
Is that
leading up to
weird?
an example
Oh,
here.
is that weird? I'm just
Yeah.
saying I don't know them, like I gotta
Right.
get comfortable with them. Like this
Right.
is food, this is going in my mouth, like this is health and wellness. Like, come on, like I'm not just gonna eat food or share silverware with does anyone think about that? I think about the silverware thing every time I'm not at a restaurant, Chris, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of weird. We just wash it and everyone uses it every day and
Yeah, you
it's
don't
all
think about
good.
that. Yeah,
But
it's
then as
fine.
soon as I go into a restaurant, I'm like hypnotized by the food. I literally never have thought about it when I'm in a restaurant. But the first 3 times I don't eat because I don't know the restaurant and I need to get comfortable with them. Who's
I
out
get
there
it.
filling out who's out there
Yeah.
filling out forms before you click? Who's giving their email, putting in their phone number, putting in their
Yeah.
name, putting in what's your problem? How can we help you? Putting in their
Without even
secrets and their stories and their problems without
Jason,
even knowing who the website is.
yeah,
Who's doing that?
this is akin to someone ordering, not even ordering, just saying, "Hey, I'm hungry," and then someone pops into their face and
Blindfold
says,
them and then
"Here's
takes them
some
to the
food.
restaurant. Yeah.
Eat it right now.
Yeah.
Eat it."
Yeah. Or in my example, going to a restaurant the first 3 times you go there and then ordering food. That's like crazy. Like
Yeah.
you got to really get to know them. Chris,
So obviously the answer is you don't use this form
honestly, I'm
submission.
just deflecting because like should we be using it? It looks so nice on paper. It looks so pretty on paper, but
No,
in the wild, I never see it when I do searches. And
that's a
it's
good
been
point.
such a hassle of like, well, the data is going to be in the account to get the data. I don't know. It just, maybe they've updated it, but from way back in the day, it was it was a hassle.
Yeah.
And it was like, why would I do that and not get the information to my advertiser and then have to download it and send it to them? And by that time, the person's already clicked to 3 other businesses and called them. Why don't we just, if someone's going to fill out a form, they can look at the website, know who they're working with, and fill out a form.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. So no, I don't use it. And I always see it. I'm like, I should be using that, but it's such a bad taste from back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably a lot, but there's a lot of room to improve it. Like if they just made it easier and you could, maybe you can, they say send it to this email. I don't know, but no, don't use it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I've paid the price. Like I don't know why someone, I don't know. It's a lot of trust to fill out a form when you haven't gone to the site. So
Yeah, I completely agree. And Liam, I don't think that you're really missing anything. And I have used them in the past. And I'll tell you what, I do not use them now because of the issue that Liam's discussing. If you haven't used them, Jason, you don't know this. When you get a lead, someone fills out that form, you have to either link it to a CRM that you're using, some type of client manager system that you're using, or you have to manually go in and at random times of the day, maybe once a day, maybe once a week, or you completely forgot, and you then download those leads into a spreadsheet format.
I like hot leads. I like leads that are someone's on the phone. Someone fill out the form right then. We need hot
now.
leads.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me.
All right.
Because of that, no, I don't even tell my clients because I'm like, hey, first of all, let's figure out how we can link this to your CRM. No, not going to do that. And then second, how about I send you a lead that I forgot to download and is 48 hours late now?
Yeah. The one thing I worry about is with Performance Max, because this is part of the Performance Max assets, and Performance Max, that's being shown in all sorts of places. We're talking emails sometimes, like Gmail. Who knows the format of a Performance Max ad, what that's going to look like a year from now. And I can see a day where you get that email ad and it's like, just fill out this very simple form and get a quote now. Or you see a big display ad and maybe they build out the display ads where people can just fill it out right in the ad. I don't know. It's something I want to get more used to and work with more. But if I don't know if they can get to the point where it's a boom, an instant thing right to the advertiser, that would help. And then and maybe, I don't know, I just haven't been in it. Maybe they've added that, but it doesn't sound like it. And then just make it easier to set up is kind of what I'm saying. So no.
Yeah.
Next question, Chris, is from Shelly from Clearwater. It's what state is Clearwater in? Oh, you're looking at the same thing.
Yeah, I looked.
Florida. I work at a dental marketing agency, and we have been experiencing an influx of my brain exploded. An influx. It's not her fault. It's not my fault. It's just the English language. The influx in out of state. That's a lot right there. The influx in out of state leads for our clients. The match location report states that all traffic is from the targeted area. All other states are excluded and airports are excluded. However, according to zip code questions on our survey, some patients are in fact out of state. Have you heard of or experienced with this with local campaigns? We are running search partners, and some of the accounts are utilizing max bidding. Chris, out of your area, traffic coming in, search partners, people in versus people searching about or interested in, excluding locations, actually knowing that this traffic came from Google Ads, which happens a lot. Clients are like, hey, why did we get this lead? Well, it didn't come from me. You get leads from other places. All this could be playing a factor. What do you think about this? Getting leads from outside of your targeted location areas. Don't be nostalgic. Don't talk about back in the day. You could actually see the exact place the user was in, even if you weren't targeting them. Don't be nostalgic. The past is the past. The future doesn't even exist. All we have is the present. Here you are talking to me, getting instructions, getting talked at, getting interrupted. This is where you've brought yourself in life. But you have a nice background. You're down in Texas. The sun's out. Are you in Texas? Are you in Antarctica? Where's this traffic coming from? What can we do here? What do you do, Chris?
Okay. So, first of all, Shelly, let me say that the matched location report that you're seeing is crap. Don't use it. It does not provide any kind of reliable information about where they actually were.
Can I be nostalgic for a second? Can I just take us back to the past?
I thought
don't look at me like you.
What the heck?
Don't look at me.
You
like
said
you
I
did.
couldn't do that.
Well, now it's relevant. I'm asking why you don't like that report, and it's because in the past you could click some buttons and it would show you, okay, you're targeting the state of Texas, and it would say, hey, this is the traffic that came from Texas, 30 out of your 33 clicks. But if you did some clicks in there, you could see, oh, this person came from California, this person came from New York City, this person came from Cologne, Germany.
Right.
And then you could go, oh, why is that? And then you could exclude those places, block it, whatever. You don't like the match location report because essentially it tells you you're targeting the state of Texas. You're getting traffic from the state of Texas. Isn't that what? And I guess it pretty much just gives you a breakdown of your different areas you're targeting and how many clicks you're getting from each one and the data associated with those clicks.
What happened was exactly what you said, Jay. You used to be able to see where people were actually
from. The past is the past. Don't be nostalgic. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. Relax. Get this man some goldfish.
I'm hungry, and it's gonna go bad. It's gonna be bad.
All right, I'm sorry.
So the issue is that it completely rolls in the aspect of intent into that matching report, that match location report. So if someone is outside of your area and they have intent in your area, Google, interprets that someone over in Germany types, dentist in USA.
So you're speaking of the advanced location settings.
I'm talking about yes, I am technically.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's finish up the match location report. That pretty much just says if you're targeting the locations you're targeting, here's the clicks you got from those and the data and conversions, all that.
Yes.
So then the next place, or you don't really look there because it doesn't affect anything and it doesn't give you insights like you used to in terms of where they were if you're not targeting them. So how would you diagnose these issues? First thing you do is like what you're saying, advanced targeting location. That's the first place I go, like people in or regularly in, which used to just be people in. Or are you set to people in or regularly in or also interested in? And that's what you're saying, where someone could be searching about Texas from the UK.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you lock that down to people in or regularly in for like local businesses?
Right. So, I mean, but it feels like Shelly is probably pretty smart. She probably knows about this. So
she's excluded other states. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, by the way, maybe not. You never know. Like I could see someone going, oh, we're getting leads from Texas and we're not trying to target Texas. I'm going to exclude Texas before they think, oh, let me look at my advanced location settings. So if you don't know if they're there, then now you know.
So there's advanced location settings, and she also mentions later in her question, which you didn't read, it also talks about search partners, said that she was considering removing search partners. That is the second biggest contributor. So if you're getting leads from other areas, I find that search partners is one of the worst areas to settings that you can have to bring in those.
Why don't you break that down and describe specifically what is it about search partners that leads you to believe that? Like, why don't you tell me what the search partners is? Why don't you give me examples of search partners? Why don't you tell me how much traffic comes from different sites on search partners?
Yeah, that's
we don't have that data. We don't have that data, and so it leads to a lack of trust.
Yeah. Yep. There's no transparency there. We don't exactly know. It could have been a search partner that was a search partner in Germany. Some German site that has a search partnership with the Google search, and they're searching something that includes a U.S. reference.
Yep.
So someone's therefore getting a U.S. ad in Germany, even though they're searching on a German site and seeing an English ad. And who knows?
Who knows? But I mean, I for Google.com searches, if I put in or regularly in the most locked down way you can, I have faith that for the most part, that's going to be people in or regularly in.
No problem.
Even excluding all these other states, I wouldn't even be worried about that. I'd be like, Google.com, if I tell it in or regularly in, and I'm targeting the state of Florida, okay, people are going to be in or regularly in. And that doesn't mean you won't get the person who takes their winter in Florida and then goes up to New York and then is searching for a dentist in the summer. And then they go, oh, well, they're regularly in Florida because they were there last week checking on their house, whatever. You can get that sometimes. But I have faith in that. But yeah, I agree with you. I'd be suspicious of the search partner stuff, and maybe it's coming from that.
Yeah.
But hey, there's a term that they used to use in business before the internet, before all this data, before we all felt like we were in control of everything, and we're not at all. The cost of doing business. You want to punch me in my face if I tell that to an advertiser? It's just the cost of doing business. Like, if you do Google.com, if you do people in or regularly in, you've excluded these other states. What else can you do? Someone drove by my billboard and they don't even need a dentist, and they're the kind of person that never goes to the dentist. Well, that's because it's marketing. There's always going to be someone that sees the ad that you didn't want, but it's all about cost per lead and making it work.
Long story short is, Shelly, turn off your search partners. Make sure you have the location targeting set properly.
That's all you can do.
And target exclusively Google.com. That's really the best you can do.
If you have the volume, if you can get the volume you want.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Nicole from Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
Is that our? No, it's not our first. Yeah, we've had a U.S. already. Okay. Nicole from Los Angeles, California. How would you approach Performance Max for B2B? That's business advertising.
I'd wine it and dine it. I'd take it to the movies. I love.
You got to treat it right.
Performance Max. And in a world of B2B, let me answer the question before you even finish the question.
I didn't even.
I love it. How would I approach it? I would be a good partner to it, because B2B needs help sometimes with search campaigns, and that's what Performance Max is there for, to complement it. I'd love it. So go ahead, Chris.
Okay. Nicole says, for example, I had a B2B client who did really well on smart shopping.
Cool.
Now we've switched to Performance Max, and signals point to Google targeting direct consumers with ads that should go to wholesalers. Ad performance has plummeted regardless of what we try. Is there something we can do with the signaling or ad copy or visuals themselves to improve these results? Jason,
the answer,
now you can speak.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Oh gosh,
we had the 90s, 2000s. Imagine being a child in the 60s, Chris. It's like,
answer the question.
Hold on. You look up to, don't get angry. You look up to your adults and you're like, hey, Daddy, Mommy, what's the answer to these questions? And your parents are just like doing drugs, and they're like, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Honestly, Chris, to me, the answer is the conversion data. I think you're going to love this answer, Chris. The answer, we're in a brave new world here with artificial intelligence, and the machines are not that smart. We're still smarter, but some of us are not. And some of us who figured it out, is you have to train the machines, and the machines don't care about your visuals. The machines don't care about your keywords, because they go, oh, these people search these keywords. These people want to see ads that are related with these keywords. Most of those people are B2C in most industries. So you're dealing with B2B. How do you isolate that traffic
Yeah.
and get leads from them? Well, you could tell it like, well, I want a $40 cost per lead. And it's like, all right, we'll get you a $40 cost per lead from a bunch of consumers. The answer, my friend, is blown in the wind, and I just caught it. And it's the quality of the conversion data you feed the machine. I went far on the last Q&A and gave some really good. I'm not going farther than that, but I'll leave it at that. And I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil the fun of people having to figure that out. But do you catch what I'm saying there? It's the quality of the conversion.
You're right. Think of the Performance Max system as being a hungry middle-aged male, right? And you know that he is going to seek food. He's going to be able to smell and find that food. You don't put the food where you don't want him to go. And it's pretty simple. So what Jason's alluding to is the fact that if you set up your conversions to start a breadcrumb trail towards where you want your Performance Max to go, and maybe set up some lower hanging conversions, maybe add to cart types of stuff. You actually give it some scent in that direction. You might be able to train the system to move in the direction that you want it to. So there's probably a lot more we could talk about, but that is probably the best advice we could both give you on that.
And one final thing I'll add, maybe training it takes more than 2 weeks. Maybe training it takes 6 months, or not 6 months, but maybe it takes 2 months, 3 months. But if you can dial it in, figure it out. There's a lot of people on the internet and a lot of people who see Google ads everywhere, and it can really pay off. Chris, we're gonna take a smaller question first before that big one after the break. And this question is from Anthony in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm just doing the timestamp here, Chris. Forgive me. Anthony says, "Hey, Chris and Jason, hope you both had a happy holidays." I guess Anthony's a nice guy from the South. I'm in a nice mood. Yeah. Big fan of the show and always persuading my Swedish peers to rate and review the show positively. Thank you. My question is, what are your thoughts on ChatGPT disrupting Google search, and how will it potentially affect search performance? Chris, have you heard about the AI chatbots out there?
Yeah.
You're prime for this kind of getting swept up in this. This seems to be, I don't know, you see him in the demo, just a guy online, tech. A lot of guys talking about this.
I have not personally used this.
I'm shocked by that.
The first thing is I have to create an account, and I'm like, no, I don't want to create an account.
You are the perfect person to test user interface stuff on, because you're like, if there's one little step, you're like, I'll see you never.
Not
see
doing
never.
that. Yeah, for sure. Well,
but you're aware of what's going on.
Jason, we have some great listeners. Whoa.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
you just changed the video.
Sorry.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. You have some great listeners, and I've had some listeners send me some samples and things like that about the Chat GPT. There it is. And I'm honestly, the ways that I'm seeing it applied, I'm honestly impressed. But I have to say, this is the same questions that we answered 5 years ago whenever automated bidding was starting to rear its head. People were like, we're not going to be useful anymore. We're not going to, managers aren't going to be around. There's no need for us anymore because the automation is going to take over. This is the exact same thing, different flavor. So this is not the kind of thing that is going to replace us in any way. I don't think that it's going to disrupt anything, but it is the same thing that automated bidding was for us 5 years ago. It's a new tool. It's a new tool in your tool belt. I absolutely am for it. I want to use it. I want to utilize it in the best way I can, but it's just a tool. It will not disrupt or change everything in any kind of substantial way.
Yeah, and honestly, as a Google or Alphabet shareholder, and also just someone who advertises with Google, for my advertisers, I'm not worried about it. People are saying, well, Microsoft invests in this company and they're going to put that in Bing, and then everyone's going to use Bing. It's going to be better. I'm looking at Google's or Alphabet's 10K. Last year, they spent $9 billion on research and development.
Gosh.
I wonder if they've heard of an AI chatbot before. It's like, what do you think they're doing all the time? And a lot of people are impressed, like how quickly it gives you answers. but that's been a big part of Google search for a long time. So like, I don't have an example in front of me, but you know all those informational searches where you're like, how do you make? I'll just do this. Like, what temperature is chicken done? And I know that's more simple than what some of the people are doing, but like Google picks out of websites, you can click on the link if you want to, but they pick out the most relevant part and answer your question. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they highlight it. So their products evolved. And I just did like how many kilos are in 1,024,353,533 pounds, and it gave me the kilograms like instantly. So um basically whatever anyone's doing out there, I think Google's doing basically.
Yeah.
And so as far as
Yeah.
Google itself, Alphabet, I think they're fine. They
Yeah.
haven't released a lot of this stuff. I've read articles because like there's a brand issue. Like when some of these companies have unleashed these AI chat things to the wild, they say some wild things,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it can influence the brand in a negative way. So it's interesting, and we'll see where it all goes. But like you, Chris, I talked about a few weeks ago, I've cried, I've worried, I've been there. I don't worry anymore. It just is
Yeah.
what it is. Like, what
Yeah.
are you going to do? Stop technology just for your little thing you're doing? No, this is the world we're in, and evolve or die is what they say. So
There you go.
we evolve, but sometimes you can take a break. So I'm going to take a break. We're going to take a break, and we will be back right after this.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you about Optio. One thing you may not know about it is that it does reports. We covered this a few months back. This is still something that many people don't realize, even if you're currently using Optio. Did you know that you don't have to pay for a separate software to do your client reporting? It generates beautiful, very streamlined, easy to read reports that have like human written type of context in each one of your categories of the report. It's really neat. Go back and watch that old video where we talk about it. You may be really interested to find that it does something that you've never seen anywhere else. And the reporting system is really, really great. You can try it all for free at optio.com/PSP.
Okay, thanks, Chris. So this next question comes from Rachel from Seattle. She says, hello, I've been listening to the podcast a lot lately, and it's great, and I really respect your insights on Google Ads. I've been running SEM campaigns for around 5 years, and I was shocked to learn how strongly Chris advocated for manual bidding. I'm always up to test something new and think his reasoning for using it is pretty solid. However, I'm curious how you go about setting it up, managing it, testing it. I would love more details on this process. How do you choose your starting bids? Do you look at past performance? What if there is no past performance data? How do you update the broad match? How do the updates to broad match affect the manual bidding? What are your weekly tasks to do this? I feel like the main pushback from SEMers would be that the workload of manual bidding in a large account is too much to keep up with. That doesn't shock me that would be the pushback.
Yeah.
Would love more detail on this topic and any tips, advice if you wanted to test automated versus manual. Thanks for the amazing content. Well, thanks, Rachel. So, Chris, big topic here. Manual bids or how to manage manual bids. Oh, that's a juicy title.
Yeah.
And should you even do manual bids? That's juicier.
Yeah.
We're not going to, I mean, we can't, this might inspire a full episode. But what do you, in general, any initial thoughts like the workload and
let's talk about that.
Let me isolate this.
Do it.
Is manual bids possible on a large account? And what is a large account when I say that to you? Is that big money or is that a lot of campaigns and ad groups? Or is that always associated together? Like, what is a big account and can you do manual bids? And like your own accounts right now, do you have big accounts, however you define those? And please do. And are you doing manual bids?
Yeah. Okay. So large accounts I would define can be both based on spend, hundreds of thousands a month, or every quarter, hundreds of thousands in a quarter. Spend on Google Ads I would define as a large account. And an account can also be spending a moderate amount, 50,000. Yeah, 50,000 in a quarter or 10K a month, something like that.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's also a large account because there might be multiple services, multiple touch points, multiple campaigns are needed because there's different levels of the funnel that we want to reach, different messaging and different types of people we want to reach. So a lot of reasons what could define large. And by that definition, I absolutely run campaigns with manual in both of those situations.
Whoa.
Always have. To qualify, I don't always keep them in manual.
Sure.
Sometimes it can
Too much
move
sometimes
into
yeah.
other, but absolutely 100%, I start them in manual and they stay in manual for a period of time. If not indefinitely, they definitely stay that way.
There was one account you were talking me through when we were kind of brainstorming one day, and it was in the business space, like it was a business in the world.
Yeah.
I don't want to get specific.
That's really general.
But it was in the world, and
Okay.
you were telling me that there was like one keyword that generates a ton of business
Yeah.
for that advertiser and spends a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it was just like an amazing keyword. Hey, it's not that hard to
No.
manage a bid on one keyword.
No. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And
So that's the large spend side of things.
I mean,
it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah, I could defeat this whole thing by talking about one of the most accepted rules about Google Ads management is that typically it's 10, 20% of your spend and your keywords that are driving the value and the the conversions that you want. So if you go by that, why are you managing this other tiny little fraction at the bottom, that doesn't really make any difference?
The 80-20 rule.
That's not where I'm going to be putting most of my time. Most of my time is in that top 10, 20% in there. And that doesn't take that much time. So I definitely would push back. And Jason, I think you're right. We could have several things to advocate for, and we might get a whole lot of hate mail, to advocate for the fact that manual is still a viable bidding method in 2023 for Google Ads.
Yeah, I question this episode idea now because like anybody who is in this spot is probably like a agency kind of person or in the industry.
Yeah.
And big accounts plus in the industry and not liking manual bids, we're not changing any hearts and minds, and I'm not in the business of doing that. And then like, I don't know, it may not work out for an episode, but like I will say, yeah, on the high spend does not have to mean complicated. And, a keyword spends or a campaign spends $1 million a month and has 100 keywords. It's not that, and over maybe 7 ad groups, it's not that different than an account that spends $1,500 a month and has 3 ad groups. Like, it's not that. And if you're spending that much, you're probably in the account a lot.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Let me finish this whole conversation, and I do not know what you're going to say to this.
Okay.
So this might completely defeat my whole argument, Jason. And this is general. Don't think about any particular campaign, but just in general. Are you changing your manual bids on a daily basis?
I thought you were going to ask me if I changed my manual bids at the keyword or ad group level. That's a different conversation we can have.
Just
makes
in
things easier.
On a daily basis.
No, I would slap myself if I did.
There we go. That's it.
Well, am I trying to make my account worse and confusing and not know ever where I'm at? Then yeah, I'll change it. Sometimes I'm self-destructive like that, in an account. But am I thinking clearly and I want good performance and I want to be able to understand my performance? Very, very, very careful with those manual bid changes.
I think that's the biggest misconception is that people assume
Hold on. If an account's spending $1 million a month and I've been running it for a long time, which means we're getting good results, why would I change my bid?
Right.
It's a rare scenario when you got to change your bid.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason for you to assume that there's so much drastic change hour by hour, even day by day, sometimes even week by week. Look at your own CPCs. Look at an individual keyword. Look at it for the past 12 months. It's probably, if it's changed, changed over a period of several months to maybe even several weeks, but it's not a day-to-day thing.
So, Chris, that's the high spend. High spend doesn't have to be complicated is kind of what we're saying. What about, I hate the word complicated, but an account that's not simple. Like it does have 20 campaigns. It does, each campaign does have 7. 20 times 7 is 140. 140 times 7, I don't know. But that's as far as I can go.
Yeah.
But say you have 140 ad groups to manage, and that is, it can be a lot. What I would say is, at this point, skill level maneuvering the system, knowing how to use all the features of the interface can help make it manageable. But you have to have those skills in place. And then the final thing I would say, industry specific. That's such a big thing I'm harping on these days with Google Ads. Industry specific. There's some industries where I would run manual bids and I would be like, wow, we're never going to win with manual bids on this industry. It's not working. Yep. I'm going to go automate. Then we go automate and it works great. There's other industries where I'm like, no, for whatever reason, the AI hasn't caught up to pretty straightforward thinking here. It's not that complicated. I'm going to be the one in control, and it gets good results. Yep. And so I guess that's our thoughts on that, but it's a long,
it is
topic. Yeah. So let's move on to Minnesota, Giovanni. And why don't you take that one, Chris?
Okay. How granular I love that Giovanni, goes straight to the point. Now, didn't even say hi to you, Jason. How granular should we be with ad groups? For keywords, do I need to break out plumbers and plumbing company, exact match, into their own ad group? If I do, should I have a mix of plumbers and plumbing company headlines in case they perform really well? Or if I use the same headlines for both, am I sending them to the same landing page? Should I put them together so that the RSA can get the most data possible? Jason, take us out here with this last very important question.
Yeah, I think back in the day for local businesses, the term with ERS at the end, like plumbers, movers, and then the business, plumbing company, moving companies, HVAC companies, I would break those out into their own ad groups, because I've seen in the past different performance with plumbers or movers versus moving companies. But these days, like we've talked about with a few of these questions, plumbing companies phrase match, maybe even plumbing companies exact match. I guarantee if you look at your search terms over time, even if you have plumber in its own ad group, you'll probably see plumbers or plumbers in Minneapolis or whatever the search term is. You'll see that sneak into the plumbing companies one. Yeah. So no, it's the same intent. Someone searching plumbers, someone searching plumbing companies, they have the same intent. Maybe they don't have the same performance, but your automated bidding can figure that out. You can adjust for that with manual bidding, but they have the same intent, and the performance is going to be ballpark the same landing page they're going to be taken to. Why make life complicated when it's not even going to work anyway, when they're going to show you on plumber searches with the plumbing company keyword? Why make life more complicated? And yeah, give your ad group the most data possible. What do you think about that, Chris? The term itself versus company with the term.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're going to make decisions on granularity, it should be based on value or intent or type. If it doesn't cross those boundaries, then probably it should be in the same ad group. In even exact match is still, even if you use exclusively exact match, it is still going to be something that is going to vary wildly in the type of traffic that it's going to get. The other day I had a one-word exact match keyword. Jason, it got a 5 or 6 word search term. Click.
Good. I love that, honestly, Chris. Like, as long as the search is relevant, like back in the day, we were kind of worried about that, but things are getting better and better. Hey, Google AI, the machines, you think someone doing a 5-word search is the same intent as this 1-word exact match keyword?
Yeah.
Bring it on. We'll see it in the search terms report, and I'll either add it as a keyword or leave it in there to keep showing up on, or if I don't like it, I'll add a negative. But yeah, it's a cool thing that's going on. The one thing I was going to say, you said even for exact match, and it's like, yeah, even for exact match, the search terms you'll get will be different than the exact word, even if it's a 1-word exact match keyword. And here's the final kicker, Chris. That's of the 430 to 60% of the search terms that you can actually see. So even if you see search terms and you're like, yeah, they're showing me on the exact match and I'm going to outsmart the system and do different ad groups, you're not even seeing all your search terms, bro. So you could be getting similar traffic on those and you
Yep.
don't even see them.
That's it.
Man, I'm not even going to see you for a while, Chris.
I know.
It's going to be one whole week till we record. I'm going to miss you. Can I call you? Can I write you?
No, sorry, I'm busy.
Just back here in the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just keep working. I'll let you know when I'm available.
All right. Can we talk next time we talk in a week, like about anything else, or be friends, or just stick to okay.
Unless I'm getting paid, I'd rather not. Platonic. Let's keep it platonic.
Hey, honesty is something I value in a relationship. So thank you for that, Chris.
Yeah. Very clear. Very clear. Jason.
Yeah.
I would like everyone to reach out to me and learn about what I can do for them. I can do a lot.
Yeah.
ChrisSchaefer.com to learn about all the things.
Do you want to spell it this week?
No, I don't want to spell it this week. No, people got it. There's a link in the description.
Well, Chris, thank you for this Google Ads discussion. I'm at RothmanPPC.com. I'm going to miss you over this week. It's been a great 2-part Q&A.
I'm hungry.
Goodbye.